Continuing with Monster Party on our Saturday Gamecast. This level in the World of Monsters is the tower ascending up to the final level. This is the second to last level we play in this game, and it's actually the one that I completed in the shortest amount of time. We have kind of a brief video here today. This level can be cheesed pretty easily if you know how to get through it and you don't take your time, which is kind of nice. There's just a few different types of enemies in this level. Here we actually have all three of them, but one represented on the same screen. We have the baseball catchers right there. We have the ghost that just goes back and forth. Again, the enemies take more hits than really is logical. It just turns the challenge into an exercise in frustration and just goes to the same thing. Sit there, watch their pattern. Got a nice chunk of health there though. So this tower we're climbing up to the final level. In real life, we were, I think last week, just about finished talking about our Northern Ireland trip, which has now been 2 weekends ago. We're so excited and we had such a good time on that trip. And of course hosting our family visitor. We're already excited about where we want to go in Ireland next. The bus system here, the overland bus system is pretty comprehensive and very reasonable. It's easy to get around to the bus stations. The fares are reasonable to go to most of the cities around Ireland. So we're excited on planning where our next trip will be, although we're still going to wait a few more weeks to get settled back in from that big trip. For work, I'm still working at the big venue here in town for concerts. Last night, as of this recording, I went to work at a Jessie J concert. This guy here in the game is named Royce, and he rolls around. I assume that was the joke that the Bandai creators were thinking of. Just a, I don't know, caterpillar slug thing. This would have been really tricky if I just had Mark with the bat, because I don't think I'd have been able to jump over him, but with my powered up lasers and the ability to go over him as he rolls by, not too much of a problem for me. Last night was Jessie J, who is a pop star here. She had a couple tunes that I recognized. I didn't know them before I went there, but I heard a couple songs I recognized. Okay, Jessie J. But the audience makeup was a lot different than the Fleetwood Mac audience makeup was, as you can imagine, a current pop star and a classic rock band. You can see that having the Bert power-up makes this tower significantly easier to navigate. You don't have to do much of the platforming, and I just eventually just gave up on fighting these enemies at all. There's the other kind of enemy in this level, by the way, the people with the masks on their face that when you hit them they now have an elephant face. I don't know. So I have recharge on Bert, and again he just makes this tower so easy. Just a snap. Come again. No boss here. This level has I don't know if it's a programming bug. I have seen conflicting things about it, or if it was intentional by the designers. But there are 3 bosses in this level. You get the key after beating 2 of them, any 2. It doesn't matter which 2. But if you fight and beat the 3rd one, your key will go away. So here we have the Reaper himself. He's not quite as difficult as the Reaper in the Castlevania games that we had played through previously on this one. You can see, just took a few seconds to beat him. So I have a key for this level already. I have a Bert recharge. There's another boss later on that if I fight that boss, I'd lose the key and am just stuck. I have to kill myself and start the level over. I knew that before I started playing this level, just from looking through some of the materials about these games, as I do. I call it research. Sarah calls it cheating by looking through other players and guides, but I liken it to what I used to do, which was just ask questions of other kids on the schoolyard. Real quickly before we get to the end here, I also joined a game group at the college to do some tabletop RPGs, so hopefully we'll have some more to report on that by next week. My, how time flies.